What's up everyone, it's Ben MG Scully, knocking out a new video for you guys today, and I thought it'd be a good time to tell you about a personal goal that I've set myself. Now, a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. This goal has been a goal of mine since before the end of 2020. It's been my goal since about November, and as I said in my journey through boxing video, my storytime video, I explained that I done boxing and I haven't done it since the lockdowns due to the pandemic and of course a lot of people they say they put on weight, lost shape, weren't as fit during lockdown, of course, because there's less facilities open to be able to train and exercise in. Even though you are able to train in your own time, it's not the same as going to a gym, seeing someone training with your friends because you're not able to see them. And like everybody, my fitness level went down. I was feeling the best in terms of cardio, especially fitness wise. I was feeling the best I'd ever felt, and then quarantine hit, and I feel like my level of fitness went down. And it got to about November last year where I thought, I want to box. There's not much I can really do because the boxing gym is closed, but at least my fitness level, I want to get back up to where it was, or the best I can get it. And I thought, well, what did I do to make my fitness and my cardio better in boxing? And it's not really too much to do with boxing with my fitness. It was just I would go for runs, and I used to run cross country. I used to run probably over 10 miles a week a few years ago, just because I wanted to, not even pursuing anything. I would just go for runs like once every other day, do like 3 miles, and then just go home. But I think running, since I've got the history with it, I feel like it's easier for me to get into running because I have the slow twitch fibers, meaning I can go for longer distances. And I noticed that with boxing as well, because I had quite natural stamina. I could go for longer than most people without any training. And I remember I shadow boxed for about 6 3-minute rounds before I started running, and I was very, very, very tired after like 4 rounds. I carried on doing it, of course, but I was more tired than I ever was before, and I realised that my stamina had really gone down since I had last tried it, which was before quarantine. And I thought, I'm just gonna go for a run when I can and see what my stamina is like when running. And one day I was running late for something, and I thought, screw walking, I'm just gonna run. I even had a running app on my phone, so I just pressed start on the workout, ran a decent pace towards my destination, got about 1.5 kilometers in, so just under a mile, and I was getting pretty tired at this point, so I was like, I've kind of caught up to where I was, so I stopped it, and I walked the rest of the way, and I'm thinking, I've never run that short of a distance and been that tired before, and I thought, I'm gonna go faster next time, but still try and run that same distance, which is about a mile. So a couple of days later I ran it much faster, went about the same distance. I was spitting up like that horrible phlegmy stuff you get from running, the lactic acid stuff after, and I didn't go anywhere. I sat down for 30 seconds as well because of how tired I was, and I thought, geez, I gotta keep doing this. One, because I'm getting like a runner's high every time I'm doing it. Of course, runners know that once they've gone for a long run, it's hell, it's awful when you get to the end of the run. But as soon as you stop and you catch your breath and you're proud of your achievement that day, you get what's called a runner's high, and it kind of uplifts your mood for the rest of the day, and it makes you want to do it again. It's like an addictive thing, running is, because of the endorphins it releases. And after that run, I thought, do you know what? I keep stopping because of speed. I want to see how far I can go. I want to stop. I want to go at a normal pace, a comfortable pace, and then just go as far as I can, and just stop when I need to. But if I do stop, it's okay to keep going. But it's just until I don't want to go any further. And I thought, because I saw a YouTube series called How to Beat Bazinga, where he talks about his goal of raising money for cancer research, where Ethan Payne says he wants to run a marathon in 4 hours, and he does it. I don't believe he does it in under 4 hours, but he does do the marathon from someone who used to be overweight. I'm thinking he was in a much worse situation than I am right now, so I'm not going to aim to do a marathon in under 4 hours. I'm going to do a more reasonable target, but do shorter term, like shorter time scale. So I'm thinking, let's see if by the end of May, I can run a 10k in under an hour. Thought sounds difficult, but it's reasonable, considering most people if they run a small amount can run a 5k in under half an hour. Obviously it would make it harder because a half hour 5k isn't amazing, but being able to do it twice back to back would make it much harder, obviously. And I thought, I would done the math. If I'm gonna run 10 kilometers in 60 minutes, do the math, divide 60 minutes by 10, and you get 6 minutes for each kilometer. So I have to run a kilometer in under 6 minutes to be within the time limit. So I just set myself as that pace. So on my running app it says how many minutes it takes me, how long it will take me at that current pace to run a kilometer. And so long as it stays just under 6 minutes, I'm okay, I'm under pace. Which means I'm going faster than I need to. I try to keep it reasonable. If I'm going under 5 minutes 30 per kilometer, I'm obviously going a bit faster than I would like, and I feel like I'm going for distance, not speed. So I'm just trying to relax, don't go too fast, because I'm aiming to go further. And once the kilometers start building up, that speed that I had in the beginning is gonna bite me on the backside. And I went for my first run, end of November, I believe it was November 29th. I'll see if I can find a way to put it on screen right now. And it was 2.42 kilometers. It was in the dark too, and I stopped because I was one tired, but two also because I was so dark down the lane I was running. I was using the torch on my phone, running with it, looking at the distance and speed and whatever, and I'm right next to a river. It's pitch black, and there's rocks and that by the side of the road, and there was this big crazy shape looking rock when I was about 2 kilometers in, and basically right at the end of my run. I was about to come off the lane because I would just turn around and keep running it, so it wouldn't, because I thought it was relatively flat, and the light shining on that rock cast a shadow, and as I run past, the light is hitting it on a different angle as I run, so the shadow moves, and I see the shadow, and the way it moves, it looked like some kind of animal or something was jumping out of me. So it scared the life out of me. I was like, obviously I'm focusing on my breathing and keeping my heart rate down. All of a sudden, I get scared. I jumped out on something so my heart rate goes faster. My breathing gets all messed up, and at this point I'm getting tired now because of that. Because I keep getting, temporary heart rate jumps. So 2.42 kilometers in, I say I'm happy with that. Obviously it's faster than what I done before, it's further than what I done before, because I'd only done a mile at that point. That was my best before that, 2.42 kilometers, not bad. And then a few days later, I done a different lane. I looked on Strava, and I looked at the different. I wasn't going to use Strava to actually log my runs. I was using a different app for that because I didn't realise Strava was so good. But at this point I wanted to have all of my runs on one app, so I don't have to, check a bunch of apps to find a specific run. They're all on one place. So I look at Strava for routes, and then I run that route, but I log it on a different app. And it's called Map My Run, the one I use to log my routes. And I done a run on I did on a different route a few days later, and obviously I ran 2.42 kilometers before. This time I ran 3.3 kilometers. I was very happy with that. Obviously it's about nearly a kilometer ahead of my previous best, and if I keep adding on it with big jumps like this, it shouldn't take, if it was early December at this point, I got until May, so I got plenty of time at this point. I run a few days after that, I get 3.75, I was super happy with that. Then I run a different lane, because I got up early in the morning to do it. This lane wouldn't have light on it if it was dark, but because it was early, and it's a nice scenic route, I get to look out over across my town. I ran it, and obviously I'm not going to say my location, but people who know me, I ran down the line, and I ran all the way from where the line began down to the main town, and then I touched the gate at the end of the line, turn around and run back up. And at this point I was super tired as well, and I also wasn't feeling too well the day before that, and I was only just recovering, so I still had like remnants of my illness left over at that point. But I ran 4.3 kilometers. I'll put it up on screen. I was super happy with that. I even went off slow for the first 2 kilometers because of how rough I was feeling, and by the second kilometer I checked, I was about 2.5k in. I was not only tired, but I was about a minute behind where I needed to be at that point, so I had to pick up the pace in the last 2 kilometers. So when I did hit it, my pace was perfect, 6 minutes per kilometer by the time I finished, because of how fast I went in the end. And then Christmas hit, and I didn't run for about 3-4 weeks, and then started January. I went back out, and I'm thinking, because it'd been a month since I'd done any kind of exercise, I'm thinking it won't be as bad as it was before when I first started, but I'll aim for 3 kilometers, and I went 3.5, and I was very happy with that. So I'm thinking, well, it's obviously not as bad as I thought I was, compared to, I didn't decline as much as I thought I did. So I thought 2 days later I went for a run. I'm thinking I'll aim for 3.75, up at a quarter of a kilometer at the same pace. That day I hit a milestone. I ran 5.4 kilometers. I passed the 5k mark for the first time, and I stopped because the place I was running was about to finish, and I didn't want to turn around and have to run back. I could have gone a little further, and I was super happy with that. So a couple of days later, let my legs rest, run it again, and instead of stopping, instead of turning around, I turn around, come off that line, and then run toward back the direction I would go, back to my house. It's a little downhill, but it's not a kind of downhill where it'd help you. It's the kind of downhill where it's like gonna hurt your legs a little bit, not necessarily a good downhill. And I start running down there. Once I get near my house, I stop the clock, and it's at 6.5 kilometers. My goal is 10 kilometers by May. This was early January, and I ran 6.5. 1.1 kilometers better in 2 days than my previous run. So it's very much within grasp. I haven't run the last week or two, but I definitely wanted to let you all know about this because a few of my friends know about it, a good few family members know about it, but I wanted you guys to know about it, and maybe and from now on I might be talking, kind of vlogging my runs a little bit, and bringing you guys along with me. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Ben MG Scully is out.